Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic in organic chemistry, that is nomenclature. In the nomenclature, the most important thing is that the nomenclature is dependent upon the number of carbon molecules in the compound. If the number of carbon molecules is like 1, 2, 3, 4, like whatever may be, one more carbon, 2 carbon molecules, 3 carbon molecules, 4 carbon molecules, 5 carbon molecules, these are all, the number depends upon the name. If there is one carbon molecule, that is called as meth. The simple name is meth, that is the scientific name. If there is any 2 carbon molecules, that is eth. If there is 3, that is prop. If there is 4 carbon molecules, that is but. It's not but. It is, pronunciation is but. B-U-T, but. And 4, that is but. And 5, called as pent. And 6, that is hex. 7, that is hept. 8, that is oct. 9, that is non. And 10, that is dec. If we have, see, we have alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. Like, if the compound has single bonds between the carbon and carbon, these are called as alkanes. If the carbon have double bond between carbon and carbon, that is called alkene. If the carbon have triple bond between the carbon and carbon, that is called as alkyne. Now, the nomenclature in the overall, see, the thing is that it is very important. If the compound has one carbon, that is meth, and it has ane, because one carbon has single bond. If the one carbon has single bond, that is methane. See, try to understand, methane is existing actually, but methane and methane will not existed in the nature. This is very, very important, because one carbon cannot be participated in single bond, double bond, and one carbon cannot be participated in the triple bond. That is the only reason methane and methane will not be existed in the nature. This is very, very important question and will come in the competitive exams. Now again we come to the second point. This is eth. So if eth means 2 carbons. If two carbons have single bonds like this is called as ethane. So these are the hydrogen molecules as usual. This is called ethane. If the carbon has double bond between these 2 carbons, that is called as ethene, like this. This is called as ethene. If the carbon has triple bond between 2 carbons, this is ethyne. This is called ethyne. Okay. In the questions will come like that. In the ethyne, how many pi bonds are present? Or in ethyne, how many sigma bonds are present? In ethyne, there is 3 sigma bonds. This is a sigma bond. This is a sigma bond. This is a sigma bond. And this one is a pi bond. 2 pi bonds and 3 sigma bonds. It depends upon subject to subject. There is a state board. It depends. Then it's a CBSE, it appears, and ICSE, it is also appear. Okay. Similarly, if there is 3 carbons, that is called as prop. And if the single bond is there, that is propane. If there is a double bond between carbon, that is propene. And there is a triple bond, that is called as propyne. For example, if there is 3 carbons like this, if there is 3 carbons, one single bond, one double bond. Okay. So here 2 bonds. Here this carbon has 2 bonds and this is 1 bond, total 3 bonds, and it has only 1 bond at here, and it here is 3 bonds. So this is called as propene. 3 carbons means propna. This is called as propene. one double bond is there, na? So this is called as propene. If the carbon have triple bond between them, like, see, this triple bond may be existed at here, this triple bond may be existed at here also. That depends upon the carbon and the behavior. We cannot make any certain compensation. At here, this carbon has this type, this side 3 bonds and this side 4 bonds. So carbon has completed 4 bonds. So there is no bond will be appear for the hydrogen. So there is no bond with the hydrogen. So here it has 3 hydrogen bonds. So this is called as propyne. Okay. Similarly, if there is a 4 carbons appear in a compound, that is called as a bute. If there is a single bonds between all the carbons, that is called as butane. If there is any one double bond, that is called as butene. If there is any triple bond, that is called as butane. Okay. Somebody can ask that, sir, if there is any double bond and a triple bond will appear in this group, then what will be the name of the compound? See, the compound will appear both names, ene and ine, at the time. That we can see in the practice. That we can see in the further practice. Let's understand the first basics first at here. So, this is butane. Now we can go for the butane. How butane will exist? Like this. Just see. If carbon, 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 all are single bonds with hydrogen. Just imagine hydrogen at everywhere. If the bond is there, that is imagine hydrogen at everywhere. So this is called as butane. All are single bonds. Okay. If any double bond is there, like, see, I just kept a double bond in the mid of the compound. Okay. This carbon has 2 bonds at here, 1 bond at here. Hence 3 bonds completed. 1 bond only existed. This carbon also contained 2 bonds, 1 bond, 3 bonds total. And here 1 bond, 4 bonds. Here 3 more bonds. Now there is a double bond at here. Hence it is called as butene. Okay. And further, if triple bond is there, like C, single bond C, triple bond C. Understand this. In butane, this is butane. Here, these both carbons have 4 bonds. Like this is 3 bonds and this one is 4 bond. So this carbon participated in the 4 bonds. There is no extra bond for hydrogen. Here, this carbon has 3 bonds at here and 1 bond backside. So completely 4 bonds at here. So no extra bond for the hydrogen. Here, this have 4 bonds. So this is hydrogen and this is also hydrogen. So this is called as butane. This is called as butane. So further you just go for like pentane, pentene, pentine, hexane, hexene, hexane, heptane, heptene, heptine, octane, octene, octine, nonane, nonene, nonine, decane, decene, decine. See, these are the names. There is no scope for the access above the 10 in the 10th class syllabus. Okay, for more, there may be a chance to understand for more compounds in the 11th and 12th. Okay, so you just understand up to the 10 only. Okay, so for the 10 carbons, that is called as decane, decene, decine. Okay, now we go for further. There is a formula for every single bond, means every alkane, alkene, alkyne, like this. For alkane, the hydrogen may appear, the carbon and the hydrogen may appear like that. If alkane has a formula CN H2N plus 2. This is the formula for alkene. Alkane. For alkene, formula is CN H2N. 2 hydrogen were less at here. For alkyne, CN H2N minus 2. Furthermore, 2 hydrogen less that here. we are going to see this. Actually, this is very important formulas. Actually, we have to understand this formula, and we have to mug up these formulas actually, because this is the basic phenomena where it will follows you up to your post graduation. This is the basic formula. It is very important, and these formulas will come in the competitive exams also. So further we would like to see some example, like if we take propane. You can take propane, okay? Propane in the sense 3 carbons, am I right? C3, N is equal to 3. That means number of carbons. N means number of carbons equals to number of molecules, you can say. Whatever the number of molecules you have given. C3 means propane ki, we are just making a formula for the propane. C3 H2 into 3, that is 6 plus 2, 8. Propane, that means every carbon has single bond between them. Just we are going to understand this. Here the propane is, I am going to showing the formula at here. Carbon, carbon, carbon. Now just go and see that here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hydrogens appearing at here. Just every bond has its hydrogen at here. So again count the thing. C, 3 C's, N is equal to 3. Then formula is equal to C3 means H2N plus 2. C3 H2 into 3, that is 6 plus 2, 8. So C3H8. Propane formula, it is a just formula. You can, somebody will ask you, what is the formula for the butane? Butane means carbon number 4, that means 4 number carbons. C4 H2 into 4, 8 plus 2, 10. C4 H10 is the butane formula. So this is the structure of the butane, propane. So this is C3H8. Like that you can write for the pentane. Pentane is like C5 H2 into 5 plus 2. That means C5 H12. That is pentane. You can tell it to anyone. And furthermore, it is CnH2n, that is alkene. That means if there is any double bond presence, then 2 hydrogen molecules will get reduced. I am going to telling that. For example, CnH2n, here I am going to telling you. If I am taking the propane, C3H2 into 3, that is equal to C3H6. That is the propene formula. That is the formula for propene. Okay, I am going to show you the formula. C double bond C. Okay, this carbon has 2 bonds already at here. Hence, I made a 2 bonds at here. This carbon has 2 bonds this side and this side 1 bond. 3 bonds completed. Hence, 1 bond at here. This carbon has 1 bond at here. Hence, there is 3 bonds. Then how many hydrogens is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hence, that is C3, 3 C's and 6 hydrogen. Hence, it is called as the formula as this is participated with the formula. It equally participated with the formula. So, C3H6, propene. This is propene. Similarly, I am going to write propine. Formula for a propine means alkyne is CnH2n minus 2. Let's see. H2 into 3 minus 2. That means C3. 2 3s are 6 minus 2. That means 6 minus 2 is 4. C3H4. Here I made a triple bond. Carbon, triple bond. If this carbon has triple bond backside, then it have only 1 bond at here. This middle carbon has this side triple bond and this side 1 bond. Completely 4 bonds completed. Hence, no bond for the hydrogen. and this carbon has single bond this side, hence there is a chance for 3 bonds. Every bond has its hydrogen, and here one hydrogen. So C3, 1, 2, 3, C3, H4, 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrogens. So in this similar way, we can write the formula for the propane. So now it is up to you how speed you can go with the formulas. If I can say pentene, what is the formula for that? C5H10. If I am saying hexane, that means C6H10. Like that, you just practice yourself and come back with the results. If you have any doubts, make a comment on the message section. Thank you, my dear. Good night. Tomorrow we have further more clarification on the nomenclature as well as nomenclature of the product means acetic and other corrective groups. This is very important class. Further tomorrow we are going to talk about the other compound groups. Thank you, dear. Bye.